Call the meeting to order. Shelley, would you give us a roll call vote?
Sure, Nerad, here. Olney.
Here.
Riggle.
Here.
Sturts.
Here.
Taylor.
Okay, first order of the agenda, it's approved, first order of the evening is to approve the agenda. Everybody's gotten the agenda, I'm sure, and if you come in and you would like an agenda, it's right there, grab an agenda.
Move approval.
And do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Chris? Okay. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign? Let it show that it passed. Okay, we're going to now open, do you need the time for that, or?
Here.
Oh, that's, I'm assuming,
Minutes approved.
I'm jumping through this, yeah.
the
We need to
minutes.
approve the minutes from the previous meetings.
I will approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yeah. I read them. Okay, motion is seconded, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. And that has passed. Okay, so let's call the, hold a public hearing. We're holding a public hearing on the request for special exception for City Code Chapter 165.25 as made by Robin and Gina Pujol, owners of property located at 107 Rose Avenue, Swisher, Iowa. And so at this time for a public hearing, this is the opportunity for people to speak.
Can you just let me know that you're opening the public hearing and the
Yes,
time?
I'm opening the
At-
public hearing, and I have, on my time is 5:32.
Thank you.
There's no manual for this job,
That's okay.
guys, I gotta figure it out as we go.
I don't want to interrupt you, but try to
So
get it
so
noted.
we are open, and basically this is for comments, citizen comments. If you have any comments that you would like to make or address to the board before we go into deliberation and talking about this specifically.
So I guess just to give background, if I can.
Please.
Mr. Lake came in, we visited about, what his proposal was. I pulled the code book out, noted that, we found the zoning, noted that, auto repair wasn't listed as a permitted use. So I, let him know that I would consult with the city attorney, because I did find it under special exception, a service station. And then looking at the definition, I was like, well, is auto repair really, I think it talked about tires and batteries under service stations. So I got the attorney's opinion on that, and he said, yeah, that seems like it would be appropriate. Any auto repair that's happening would, even though our code says service station, would fall under requiring a special exception. So that's when I advised Mr. Lake of that, and here we are. So he got the application submitted.
All right.
And notice was posted and published as required. And as you had mentioned, Chairman, that all of the property owners within 200 feet of the property were notified.
Great. All right, so like I said, if anybody had any comments, questions, this is now the time to address them, present them to us. Otherwise, what we will do is close the public meeting and go into deliberation and discuss this amongst ourselves. Yes, sir.
Is that the property just where the garage was torn down?
It's on the other side of the alley.
Okay.
That property, it's a big,
That big metal building.
well, the big metal building starts back there, and I think it comes up at, and the owner's right behind you there, it's Rob Pujol.
Oh, okay.
So it has several different parts to it, if I understand right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually two of them side by side,
Yes.
two buildings.
Oh, so basically a lot of it is just the parking thing, is that right?
Well, the first thing we're talking about is the special exception, or because because we want to do it as a service station. He wants to put in automobiles, golf carts, anything mechanical to help and work on that. And as I understand it, the other part of this is on parking, and we'll discuss that on the next part of that. But and because it wasn't listed in there, but it could be approved as a special exception, we had to come to this meeting.
So this is not the public hearing for parking?
That's correct.
Yeah, this is just a public hearing.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
No, I was just trying to get a handle on exactly.
Yeah.
So does this pertain to any business in town if they're switching to another business? you have to do this? I'm just curious.
It depends on the,
It depends on.
Depends on the zoning.
Yeah.
and the use, what's allowed and
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
not allowed, right?
There's certain things under the code that, even though it's still commercial, they require a special exception. And a service center is one of them.
But it's not gonna be obviously, it's not gonna be selling fuel.
No,
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 right, of
no,
course.
no.
No, well,
No,
service
I
station,
know, that's what I
service
looked at it
station,
too.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it isn't
Yeah,
gonna be-
right,
and
okay.
that was part of the confusion at the beginning, we were thinking service station as somebody that sells fuel, has underground tanks, does all that
That's what I
No,
was just curious.
just
Okay,
auto repair.
Yeah, right.
mechanical.
Now, if we approve it for a service station, even if there's no intent to use it to sell fuel or anything, would they have to come back to the city if they did want to sell fuel, or would the approval stand for any service station use?
I think there'd be a lot of other requirements
Yeah,
to,
you have-
like state of Iowa,
Yes.
DNR,
Tanks.
tanks.
You have Lust, underground storage tank.
Well,
things
right,
like
but
that.
I'm just saying, if we approve it for this, is it approved for every definition of a service station? If we say, yes, we're approving the special exception, because special exceptions exist because they're a reasonable thing to put somewhere.
I would say yes, it would,
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
just-
'Cause when
based
I-
on the
when-
definition.
Yeah, when I look at the definition, it's totally saying, service station, and it says in parentheses, gas station, means a building or premises used for dispensing or offering for sale at retail, any automobile fuels, oils, or having pumps and storage tanks, or where battery, tire, or other similar devices are rendered, and where vehicles are not parked for purposes of inspection or sale. So when I first looked at that, I said, oh, this doesn't apply, because I read that as that all those had to be inclusive. But when you read that, it says or, so it can be a variable of the factors that are there. So that's why, okay, service station, but it just lumps that in.
We already had a shop there for a while.
Did we? Okay.
Well, the old MSI building.
That
Behind,
was body work.
next to the beauty shop.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
was about,
Okay.
well, but, yeah, body work on one side and then mechanical on the other.
Well, yeah, it was in the same building.
Right,
But
right,
with,
right.
but with that, was that labeled service station? Any ideas?
I couldn't even tell you, but I could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
can't
never
answer that.
realized that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, I mean,
No, I couldn't even tell you that. I don't know where we'd have to go to find that and go back.
So I guess with your question, Chris, when the board grants a special exception, it can also imply such conditions and safeguards that are appropriate under
So
the
we could say,
chapter.
yeah, we approve the exception, but you can't put in an underground
Correct.
gas
Can't
tank.
sell
It can be,
You
it can be, I guess you could put the stipulation that it could be used as auto repair, golf cart, you can make that special
I'm not
condition.
suggesting we do, I was just
Okay,
curious about
because
if
that
we
is,
didn't,
Yeah,
if some
Sure.
future owner or something, is the city gonna be in trouble if somebody comes in and says, well, I have permission to do it, because you granted a special exception
Yeah.
15 years ago.
well, and guys, it sounds like we're into really discussing this already, so, you know what I mean? So if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm gonna just make a motion to close.
just
close
tell me
it.
the time.
We're closing it, and 5:39.
Sounds great.
All right.
Do you prefer a motion first, or do you wanna do discussion?
I'm ready to go with a motion, but anybody else? Rosemarie, did you have any questions or wanna share?
The only thing I wanted to maybe piggyback off of what Chris said is that maybe we could write that it's approved as a service station with the exception that it cannot have fuel pumps and underground storage tanks.
Yeah.
No?
That, I think that's within our bailiwick. So it's just how we define and how we write the approval, the motion to approve.
And years ago, there was one up there.
Yeah,
The tank,
yeah, that's.
I remember that.
that's why there's a park there now.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah. Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, so, I kinda like your idea, Rosemarie, but Anybody else have thoughts on that?
I agree with it.
Okay.
So could I introduce a resolution granting the request for special exception with the addition that the building or premises not be used for dispensing or offering for sale any retail,
So basically exactly as 45.
just the automobile fuels, oils, or having pumps and storage tanks therefore.
The only thing I disagree with on that is the oils. They're running,
Retail, and if they're selling some oils, you can sell.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a 2-cycle oil or something.
I'm
I wouldn't have an issue with
I'm mostly
that.
at just, or having pumps and storage tanks
Well, they're not gonna
there.
be selling it, they're gonna be using it.
Well,
Well, I
yeah,
could see them selling
they
it
could have
too.
quarts of oil as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I gotta put 10 quarts in here, or
I'm
5
fine with
quarts.
that.
Okay,
Making that
so, yeah, just, or having pumps and storage tanks. there.
Without pumps or storage tanks.
Yes, okay,
Okay.
okay.
So on the storage tank part, we can have waste oil.
That's a good clarification, and I think we're all thinking underground storage tanks.
Fuel and gas.
Yes.
Will be, but
Yes,
it's
yeah,
still.
and you will have some tanks inside your building for that, and that's how I see it. Maybe we need to be really finite or on our clarification here, but.
Yeah, I guess I look at these more as permanent type of storage,
Yes.
where yours is probably more of a temporary or portable type of storage.
So
this is specifically saying tanks for the dispensing or offering for sale fuels and oils. So,
Tanks, okay, tanks for fuels and oils, so you're not gonna have
I
a,
mean, you're
A big
not
tank.
selling waste oil,
Selling,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, you
I
recycle
think a
that.
tank would not.
yeah.
All right, so let's go
Look at
back.
business and sell waste.
We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty.
That's all right.
It's kinda have to
We
almost.
gotta kind of get it right in
So-
the resolution.
So, yeah, and then, so we can go back to including that, I think that does make sense now, Chris, when you say that. Used for dispensing or offering for sale at retail, any automobile fuel or oils, or having pumps and storage tanks there.
Okay, that wasn't actually what I was saying.
Okay, then you come back.
I was saying I don't think we have to worry about the waste oil situation because
Yes, yeah.
if we just say you can't have pumps or storage tanks for storing fuel or oil that you're offering for sale.
Okay,
You can still offer oil for sale,
so,
you just can't have the tanks.
okay,
So see what I'm,
So can I just say, shall not be used for dispensing or offering for sale any at retail, any automobile fuels? Or having pumps and storage tanks therefore. And just, we're gonna eliminate the oils, right? Is that what you want?
no, he didn't, because you could have a big tank for
I mean,
oil.
that's
under
Right,
there.
I mean,
but
you can phrase it
we're
however.
gonna put not,
Yeah,
shall
because-
not.
Shall not.
Or having
So,
storage tanks.
so eliminating the oils means oils is okay.
So-
Oils.
I have another question.
Okay, sure, just go ahead.
Can there be if you're gonna do that, can there be a bulk? Cause I'm still gonna have cans
Mhm.
that I'm gonna need clean gas,
So you're gonna have cans of oil,
cans of gas.
cans of gas,
for sale,
but,
Well, for use.
because you empty somebody's tank out, you have to put gas back in to test it. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah,
Alright.
this is dispensing or offering for sale at retail.
right, I mean, this is basically just saying, like, these are places where
Yeah.
I can go and I can get a can of gas for my car.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah, this is
yeah,
not, because that oil or that gas is being used to put back into that to finish your job.
As a service.
As a service, and you are not
Not as a
offering
retail.
gas as retail, so Joe Blow can pull up and get 5 gallons worth of gas from you,
Okay.
all right? So,
I think
that retail.
we're talking the retail part of it, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that
Right.
right?
Yes.
And that's what the code says in number 45. So we're gonna exclude that. No retail. The premise cannot be used for retail, which is what it says.
well, no, I mean,
We're not, because they can have quarts of oil,
the parts
and
that,
somebody
I
can
get
buy that, but,
But you wanted to
Storage.
exclude the oil. The oil is allowed, just not the fuels, right?
Correct.
Is that right?
No.
Or
No,
oil is allowed?
I mean,
Yes.
I was
Yeah, yeah.
trying to
Yes.
address the issue that people had with pumps and tanks.
yes.
I was saying, no pumps or tanks. And then a question was raised saying, well, would that include waste oil?
Waste oil, which would be,
Tanks.
yeah.
But no, it wouldn't. If we exclude pumps and tanks, we are not excluding tanks for waste oil, because the tanks referred to in the code are for
Retail.
retail oil for sale.
Mhm.
So we could exclude pumps and tanks and still allow them to use, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not excluding somebody from using a tank in their business. They're using like a bin or a box or something it's just, you can't have a tank where you're using it to
As long as they're not
sell.
buried underground.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't want them above ground either.
You know, also that, yeah.
okay. So, Chris, would you read your motion as you think it should be, so that we have?
Because I think I have it, but
Yeah, I think I do too.
I think,
I mean, my initial motion was to approve the request, but disallow pumps and storage tanks for the sale of fuel and oil. So you can still have pumps and tanks if they're not being used to sell fuel and oil. You can still sell
Oil.
small amounts of oil. You just can't have
okay,
tanks.
I
for it.
can't write that fast, so you need to start over from the beginning with how you want it, you approve, but not allow
You're
pumps
recording
and
this, can you
storage
go back like,
tanks.
just no.
For the sale of fuel and oil. For the retail sale of fuel and oil.
Okay. You're gonna approve it, but not allow pumps and storage tanks for the retail sale of fuel and oil.
Automobile fuel.
You didn't say automobile fuel, but now
Well, it
you,
could
but
be,
now you want me
yeah,
to add that
because-
in, right?
Yes, I do want to
Okay.
add that in.
Because, well, it could be diesel though.
Yeah.
You don't wanna say automobile, it
Automobile
could be
fuel
gas or
can
diesel.
include diesel.
I would say so.
I say fuel would too, but I just would think fuel would include all the fuels.
I'm just going by what they define service station.
Oh, it says automobile fuel.
It says
Yeah,
automobile
it
fuel
does.
in the definition, which is, I mean, I'm just
Okay.
taking literally this chunk and trying to fit it in. Saying, we're agreeing that a service station could be here, just not this part of the definition of a service station.
Okay. All right. Motion on the floor.
I think it covers everybody.
Do we have any additional discussion questions?
So the one other thing, if we go further down, vehicles are not parked for the purposes of inspection or sale. So we don't want to allow, in my opinion, we don't want to allow that either.
Well, that's in the definition already. They're not, right? They're
Yeah,
not
yes,
gonna
that's
be
part of
parked.
the definition, where vehicles are not parked. So that's part of the definition, so we
True,
want to keep
true,
that.
okay,
So,
yeah, I'm looking at, I was thinking
Yeah.
if we granted it, it would be allowed,
Yeah.
okay.
No, we're good. All right. All right. Let's hear any more discussion. All those in favor?
You need a second.
Oh, that's
I'll
right.
second.
I'll second, you
Or I
made
moved
the
it.
motion.
Move.
Okay,
We got like 3 seconds here, so, okay,
I got Taylor making a motion and Riggle seconding.
okay. All those in favor?
It's a resolution
Oh.
of this board, so we'll wanna take a roll call.
Yes, oh,
Okay.
okay.
Murad,
Yes,
Olney,
Yes,
Riggle,
Yes.
Sturts,
Yes,
Taylor.
Yes.
yes. So, do I need to sign that thing now, or can we do that
No,
at the end of the meeting?
I'll have to draft that
Okay, draft that resolution.
paragraph in there.
Okay, all right. All right, so, if you guys look at the agenda, so then what we did was we just had the public, speaking, opportunity for you guys, a public hearing, and then we went ahead and passed the resolution. Now, we're holding another public hearing where you can make comments and